Welcome to Live Interactive English. My name is Winnie.
Hi everybody, I'm Shane.
Are you okay? Hey, wait! Shane! You said you were going to cut down on the soda drinking.
I am. Look how small this bottle is. It's tiny. It's smaller than my hand.
But if you drink 10 of those a day, it still counts.
All right, I'll drink more water.
Thank you. Speaking of which, today we are talking about soda secrets.
Soda secrets.
What's the deal with bumpy-bottomed bottles?
Bumpy-Bottomed Bottles. Oh, that is very interesting. It's kind of like, yeah, Bumpy-Bottomed Bottoms is a...
Bottled bottoms?
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, do you drink a lot of soda?
No.
You're not a soda drinker?
I'll drink sometimes. I'm more of a tea drinker.
See, I really like the carbonation.
Oh, okay, I can understand that.
So I like the carbonated drinks, but I usually get like a diet one, so I don't get the calories.
Okay.
So I don't get too fat. I don't want to get too fat.
That's true.
I'm already fat enough. Don't need any more. Don't need any more belly.
You're not fat. But today we're not actually talking about the soda inside of the bottle.
We're talking about the bottom
itself.
Yeah, we're talking about the exterior. We want to know why would there be bumps on the bottom of bottles? Why not just a flat surface?
Well, because we're not talking about a can today.
No, a dome?
And we have a flat sort of bottom. Maybe a little dome on the inside.
There's a small little concave there, right?
But it is not the same as a plastic bottle, I'll tell you that much.
Well, I know that I am intrigued.
Okay.
So let's hurry up and get into today's lesson.
Have you ever questioned why plastic soda bottles are shaped the way they are, with 5 rounded bumps on the bottom? You might have guessed it's just because bottles look nicer this way, but in fact, these small features play a vital role. The primary advantage of the bumps is that they make the bottles stronger. During the bottling process, soda bottles are filled with pressurized gas. This creates high internal pressure, which bottles with flat bottoms would not be able to withstand.
Let's get it started. Today we are talking about soda secrets. What's the deal with bumpy-bottomed bottles?
We're gonna find out right now. Have you ever questioned why plastic soda bottles are shaped the way they are, with 5 rounded bumps on the bottom?
I actually have.
I have wondered that as well.
Yeah.
Weird.
It is weird.
It is weird.
Yeah, because you would think if you want to stack things, right, it would be everything should be flat.
I've thought about it and I've thought, yeah, there's really no practical purpose for it.
Yeah.
So maybe
we're not thinking outside of the box.
Well, I was thinking they're just trying to charge me more money by making it look taller.
Oh.
And there's actually space, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay, let's get into it.
Okay, let's find out.
You might have guessed it's just because bottles look nicer this way. But in fact, these small features play a vital role. And of course, vital meaning very important and necessary. So for example, it is vital that the country has an army so that it can defend itself. To me, I look at those bumpy bottoms and I don't think of it as vital. I just think it kind of looks weird.
Yeah, it's a bit odd.
Yeah.
And like I said, I feel like they're just trying to cheat me out of my money.
Well, they said it's vital. There's a reason for it.
Okay, well, let's find out. The primary advantage of the bumps is that they make the bottles stronger. Oh, wow, okay. During the bottling process, soda bottles are filled with pressurized gas. What I was talking about before. Carbonation. These are called carbonated beverages, sodas, right? So that's just, pressurized gas that's in there.
Right.
Oh, okay. So we have this word advantage. Advantage is the thing that helps you to be better or more successful than other people or other things. So a thing could have an advantage, a person can have an advantage. So for example, being so close to the train station is an advantage of living in this apartment.
Okay, so continuing on, this creates high internal pressure, which bottles with flat bottoms would not be able to withstand. So when so when we're making, sparkling water or soda, it doesn't just come fizzy naturally. You have to insert gas into it. You have to pressurize it, which means if you were to just use any old bottle, what's going to happen? Just like if you blow way too much air into a balloon, it's going to pop. These bottoms help the bottles withstand all of that pressure. So what does it mean to withstand something? It just means this thing is able to handle, anything you put inside of it without breaking apart, or a person could withstand a lot, which means they don't easily give up. So when we're making soda, we need to make sure that our bottles can actually take all of that gas.
They can withstand all that gas in there, right? Without exploding on us.
Right.
Okay, why don't we take a short break and we'll be right back.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。同学们有没有好奇过，为什么塑胶汽水瓶的底部有5个圆形的凸起呢？你可能会猜说，这只是因为瓶子这样看起来比较好看。可是其实这些小特征发挥了至关重要的作用。这些凸起主要的优点是让瓶子更加的坚固。在装瓶的过程中，汽水瓶内会填充加压气体，那这会产生很大的内部压力。如果是平底的瓶子，就没办法承受。好，补充一下 ，pressurize 这个动词表示增压或是加压，文中是用过去分词 pressurized 来当形容词形容加压的。那么 Shane 老师这时候有提到 carbonation，carbonation 表示碳酸化作用。那我们可以用 carbonated beverages 来表达碳酸饮料，其中的 beverage 是拼作 beverage， 它表示饮料的意思。好，再来看课文单字 vital 是形容至关重要的、不可或缺的。Advantage 则表示好处、优点或是优势。那这边2个重点，我们进入文法时间。我们来看第一个重点是 may have 或是 might have 加上 pp， 用来表示对过去事件的推测，意思是有可能已怎么样，已经怎么样。那其中使用 might， 它的可能性是会比 may 来得低。举例来说 ，The tickets might have been sold out。门票有可能已经卖完了。第二个重点是 play a 或 an 加上形容词加上 role 的意思。当我们说 play a role， 直接的翻译是饰演一角，饰演一个角色嘛。那它可以用来表达有影响、起作用。role 的前面还可以加上形容词修饰，你可以加上 big、major、key 等等。那么之后呢，还可以接 in 加上名词或动名词来表达在什么方面。例如 Jeremy played a key role in last night's game。Jeremy 在昨晚的比赛当中发挥了关键作用。好，继续回到课文中。
Having the bumps greatly increases the surface area at the bottom, so the base can stretch out more and sustain higher pressure. Therefore, the bumps make sure that the bottle can contain the gas without exploding. In addition, the bumps protect the bottle during transport. As bottles are moved from factories to homes, they might be dropped. The sturdy design of the bumps allows bottles to absorb some of the impact, reducing the risk of damage. So, if you drop a bottle of Sprite, it's unlikely to explode, though you may get a fizzy surprise when you take the cap off.
Welcome back, everybody. So before the break, we found out the main reason why there are 5 little bumps at the bottom of these plastic sodas.
It's not to cheat you.
It's not to cheat you. It's not because it just looks so fancy
Pretty,
and cool, but there's actually a function to it. We found out that while we're putting this pressurized gas, this carbonation inside these bottles, if the bottom were flat, the bottle would burst. And that would not be good. Yeah, so we don't want that. So there really is a function for having these bumps.
It's actually useful.
It's very useful and it's necessary.
Right. So let's continue. Having the bumps greatly increases the surface area at the bottom, so the base can stretch out more and sustain higher pressure. So if it were a flat bottom, then there's no room.
Surface area, yeah. When you have like little, just like our brains, right? Our brains have a lot of these little, you know,
You
grooves
don't
and
want
stuff.
a smooth brain.
You don't want a smooth brain, or you're going to be pretty bud. That was my way of saying
That was unsmart.
That was very unsmart. Okay, therefore, the bumps make sure that the bottle can contain the gas without exploding.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't want things to explode. Now, to explode just means to burst, to break apart, or make something burst loudly and violently, causing damage. So, for example, the bomb exploded and hurt many people.
Right, so continuing on. In addition, the bumps protect the bottle during transport. As bottles are moved from factories to homes, they might be dropped. And of course, everyone knows, you know, when we used to have sodas, not we, but, you know, the last generation, when they had sodas, they came in glass bottles.
Yes.
Yeah. So when they were...
Very easy to break.
Exactly, but not now.
They were stronger, so they could withstand the carbonation.
Right.
But they're brittle because they were made of glass, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty ingenious to put them in a lighter weight, something that won't break, and it makes shipping, it's the costs, right?
Yeah.
You would lose a lot of inventory
Right.
in the past because of carelessness and things like that.
Very smart.
Okay. The sturdy design of the bumps allows bottles to absorb some of the impact, reducing the risk of damage.
Right, and of course, when we use the term sturdy, that means something that is very tough and not easy to break. So it is actually built well. And
Do you mean like my muscles?
more like, oh, look at that bookshelf. It is built really, it's a very sturdy bookshelf.
Oh.
It's not going to break. You can put as many books as you want on them.
Okay, we have another vocabulary word, absorb, which is a verb. To absorb something means to take in and keep like heat, light, energy, sound.
Liquids
Liquids instead of reflecting it.
or letting it
Or letting it out, right?
like a
so,
sponge.
for example, the thick outer walls absorbed most of the energy, leaving those inside the room safe.
Yeah, so when we're talking about absorb in this case, we're talking about the force of, you know, for example, our impact. That's our other vocab word.
Right.
So it's absorbing the impact. And of course, an impact is a force that comes into contact with another object. So if you took a ball and hit it onto the floor, threw it onto the ground would absorb that impact.
Right.
But depending on what type of ball it is, it could either come back up or just sink into the floor.
It also absorbs the impact too.
Right.
They both absorb it, but you know, which one's stronger?
Yep.
And which one is...
Can, it's not science class, but
It's not science, that's can... That's not a science
That's the
word.
scientific term.
That's not,
so for example, the car hit the wall hard, but the driver survived the impact. So continuing on, so if you drop a bottle of Sprite, it's unlikely to explode, though you may get a fizzy surprise when you take the cap off.
That's
Shame.
the problem. I found out also, guys, if you take your Coke or whatever and you put it in the freezer, right? And you think that I want to make my drink nice and cold, it will definitely explode.
Yeah.
As long as it hasn't frozen yet. But
Yes.
if it gets cold for some reason, then you take it out.
Or have you ever seen when you freeze your bumpy-bottomed bottle, it becomes not so bumpy.
I've seen that as well.
It actually becomes a dome because the gas has nowhere to go, so it just pushed all of the bumpy bottoms into one bottom. But what do you think?
Oh, what do you think?
Can you think of any other clever designs that help make everyday life easier? Shane.
Okay.
We have a lot of inventions in our life, right? So for me, my favorite one, I gotta go with a can like, a tuna can that has the tab already
Oh,
on it.
okay.
Not one where I have to go like this and then fiddle with that, but one that just goes.
You're really good at sound
I
effects. I would think something for me, a clever design that I have noticed is maybe like on some phones, you might notice that they have a surface that makes it non-slip. So that it doesn't slip out of your hand when you're using it.
Okay.
Right? Or maybe a phone case, that might also have more surface area because of little dots or something that makes it stick to your hand.
Yeah, our hands. Okay, well, the more you know, and we hope you learned a little bit about bumpy bottoms on your bottles, but that's all we have for today, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you guys later. Bye-bye.
刚刚说在装瓶的过程中，汽水瓶里面会填充加压气体，那这就会产生很大的内部压力，瓶底的瓶子没办法承受。那有了那些凸起，就会大幅增加瓶底的表面积，所以底部可以更好的伸展，并承受更高的压力。所以那些凸起的作用呢，它的用途是确保瓶子可以容纳气体而不会爆炸。除此之外，那些凸起也可以在运送过程中来保护瓶子，因为瓶子从工厂运送到店家或是住家时可能会掉落，那这个凸起的坚固设计就让瓶子可以吸收部分的冲击力，减低损坏的风险。所以如果你的汽水瓶掉落，它是不太可能会炸开的。单字 explode 它表示爆炸、使爆炸或是引爆。Absorb 则是吸收的意思，它是个动词。Impact 它表示冲击、冲击力或是撞击、撞击力，它也有影响的意思。老师们刚刚聊到说，用玻璃瓶装汽水，耐压性比较好，但是玻璃材质易碎，也许在运送过程中会造成商品存货的损失，可能会碎掉之类的。那么 Shane 老师有用到 brittle 这个字 ，B-R-I-T-T-L-E，brittle 是形容易碎的或是脆的。老师还有提到 inventory，I-N-V-E-N-T-O-R-Y，inventory 它表示存货或是库存。另外，老师有用到 ingenious 来称赞这个塑胶汽水瓶的设计，这个字是拼作 I-N-G-E-N-I-O-U-S，ingenious 可以形容巧妙的或是制作精巧的。好，这边一个重点，我们进入文法时间。我们来学习这个句型是主词 be unlikely to 加上原形动词，表示什么什么不太可能怎么样，不太可能做某事。句型当中的形容词 unlikely 意思是不太可能的。例如 The story is unlikely to be true， 那个故事不太可能是真的。好，那以上的今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Have you ever questioned why plastic soda bottles are shaped the way they are, with 5 rounded bumps on the bottom? You might have guessed it's just because bottles look nicer this way, but in fact, these small features play a vital role. The primary advantage of the bumps is that they make the bottles stronger. During the bottling process, soda bottles are filled with pressurized gas. This creates high internal pressure, which bottles with flat bottoms would not be able to withstand. Having the bumps greatly increases the surface area at the bottom, so the base can stretch out more and sustain higher pressure. Therefore, the bumps make sure that the bottle can contain the gas without exploding. In addition, the bumps protect the bottle during transport. As bottles are moved from factories to homes, they might be dropped. The sturdy design of the bumps allows bottles to absorb some of the impact, reducing the risk of damage. So, if you drop a bottle of Sprite, it's unlikely to explode, though you may get a fizzy surprise when you take the cap off.
Here's how to play. The host will be holding 3 cards. Each card will have 2 sentences containing a secret vocabulary word or phrase that has been replaced by the word bear. The host will read the sentences out loud for the contestants to guess. Whoever guesses first gets a point. The person with the most points wins. And you can play along too.
Hey everyone, I'm Carolyn.
And I'm Toy.
And I'm Austin.
All right, you both ready to play Guess the Bear?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, let's get started. The first one is a noun and it's one word. Max has a big family with over 10 bears. Joe is my uncle's son, so he's my bear.
Cousin?
Yes.
Oh, I
Cousin.
was thinking sibling at first, but then the second sentence.
You have to do a little like
guess.
family tree in your head. I'll read through the sentences. Max has a big family with over 10 cousins. Joe is my uncle's son, so he's my cousin.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Move on to the second one. It's an adjective and it's one word. The room is bare enough to fit 3 sofas. Ollie ordered a bear coffee.
Big. Large.
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness.
I was like, keep going.
I really wanted to win.
Okay, I'll read through the sentences. The room is large enough to fit 3 sofas. Ollie ordered a large coffee.
Okay.
All right.
Round
That
3.
was all one sentence, to be honest.
The whole thing. Coffee and sofas.
Yep.
All right, we've got a tie. Let's move on to the tiebreaker, our last one. It's a phrase and it's 2 words. The song isn't good. Everyone bears bear. I think the dog ran away, but Victor doesn't bear bear.
What?
One more time, please.
Yep, for sure.
Okay.
The song isn't good. Everyone bears bear. I think the dog ran away, but Victor doesn't bear bear.
Care enough?
Mind it.
Wanted? A phrase.
The song isn't good. Everyone hates it, dislikes it.
Ignores it?
Oh,
No, wait, it's a phrase. But everyone.
Ignores
Can you read the sentences one more time?
I think I've got to put you out of your misery, actually. I read that twice. It's think so.
Oh.
The song isn't good. Everyone thinks so. I think the dog ran away, but Victor doesn't think so.
That's a great. That's
So
a good
that
one.
was another tie,
That was
right?
challenging.
Yeah, that could have meant a lot of different things again too.
I'm okay with a tie.
Me too.